I never should have taken that back road. The highway was packed, and I thought I was clever, outsmarting everyone by cutting through the countryside. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, I realized how wrong I was. I hadn't seen another car in miles. The trees loomed over the road like skeletal fingers, and the only sound was the hum of my engine. That's when I saw it, a gas station, flickering in the distance. The neon sign was half broken, the word gas barely legible. I was low on fuel and, honestly, just wanted to stretch my legs. So I pulled in. The place looked abandoned. Weeds had overtaken the lot, the windows were caked in grime, and the air smelled of damp earth. But the pump lights were on, so I decided to fill up and get out as quickly as possible. As I got out of the car, the temperature seemed to drop. I shivered and pulled my jacket tighter. The night was too still. No crickets, no wind, just an oppressive silence. I lifted the nozzle and started pumping. That's when I noticed something odd. The numbers on the meter were spinning way too fast, like I was pumping gallons by the second. But the tank wasn't filling up. Panic rose in my chest, and I yanked the nozzle out. Gasoline poured onto the ground, but the numbers kept spinning. Suddenly, the lights flickered and then cut out completely, plunging everything into darkness. My breath quickened, and I fumbled for my phone, its weak light my only source of comfort. "Hello?" I called out, hoping for an attendant. My voice echoed back, lonely and hollow. Then, from the corner of my eye, I saw movement inside the station's convenience store. I froze. It was subtle, just a shadow slipping behind the counter. But I knew I wasn't alone anymore. "Hey!" I shouted, my voice trembling. No answer. I moved closer, the light from my phone casting eerie shadows across the cracked pavement. The door to the store was slightly ajar, swaying gently as if beckoning me inside. Against my better judgment, I pushed it open. The smell hit me first. Stale, rotting. The aisles were empty, shelves covered in dust, but I could hear faint whispers, like a conversation just out of earshot. My heart pounded in my chest as I edged closer to the counter, and then I saw it, a figure crouched behind the register. It was a man, or at least it had been. His eyes were hollow, skin pale and translucent, as if he'd been drained of life. He looked up at me, his lips moving, but no sound came out. "Get out while you still can," he mouthed. I didn't need to be told twice. I turned to run, but the door slammed shut in my face. I tugged at it, desperate, but it wouldn't budge. The whispers grew louder, more frantic, surrounding me from every direction. Suddenly, the man was right behind me. His cold breath on my neck sent shivers down my spine. "You shouldn't have stopped here," he hissed, his voice now audible, dripping with malice. I whipped around, but he was gone. The store was empty again, but the feeling of being watched was suffocating. My phone's battery was dying. The light flickered, casting monstrous shapes on the walls. I bolted for the back door, praying it was unlocked. It was. I burst out into the night, gasping for air. But something was wrong. My car. It wasn't where I'd left it. The lot was empty, save for a single rusted-out vehicle, one that hadn't run in years. I spun around, heart in my throat. And there he was, standing by the pump, staring at me with those hollow eyes. He smiled, and the lights of the gas station flickered back on, casting an eerie glow over the lot. "This place takes what it needs," he said, voice echoing in the still night. And then I felt it, a cold hand on my shoulder. I couldn't scream, couldn't move. My vision blurred, darkness closing in. The last thing I saw was the gas station fading into the night, as if it had never been there.